for hopping on tonight. Hopefully, you know, we don't want to take a lot of your guys' time, but I thought it would be really important to kind of jump on here and just talk a little bit about how we do a power hour and how to fit in this, you know, this Beachbody into kind of the mom cracks, the working mom cracks, the stay-at-home mom cracks, and just how you can really fit it in, whether you have, you know, an hour or you have 5 or 10 minutes a day. And how it doesn't have to be all day that you're doing it, but just sending out a couple invites and adding a couple of friends and doing your workout and drinking Shakeology is really going to move your business forward. So that's really how I started, really as a discount coach. And I just slowly started to see that there was a need and wanted to pay it forward for people. So my goal was just to hit Success Club every single month. And so from there, it's, you know, I kind of built to Emerald and Ruby to Diamond and just kind of hit like slow momentum goals along the way. And I think that really helps, when you set those goals. You know, Success Club for me is a non-negotiable every single month. So what I did was literally in the beginning from now is things have really changed how I do my power hour. In the beginning, it was more about, you know, I would wake up maybe like 10, 15 minutes early and I was doing my workout in the morning. So I'd maybe wake up a little bit early and I wasn't really doing personal development at the time. I would maybe send a couple messages, send a couple follow-ups. And now I'm doing more of, I'm waking up at 4:30. I'm plugging into my personal development for 10 to 15 minutes. I'm doing my daily devotion, and then I'm really automatically going in and I'm plugging into my invites first and my messages, adding new friends, and then into my follow-ups, checking into the groups, that kind of stuff. And then I'm going in, I'm doing my workout. So some mornings I'm able to kind of get through it faster, and sometimes I'm not. Sometimes it might only be 30 minutes that I get in, and that's fine. So then what I'll do is sometimes I'm fitting it into the cracks during my lunch hour. Maybe I'm texting and messaging a couple people on my way into work or from the car after work. Maybe if I get a break at lunch or at work, I can do a little bit more. So those are the opportunities as I've found. And then at night, I try and set some time now, usually around like between, you know, around this time of night for another 30-minute chunk to kind of check into the team page again. Maybe get back to those people that, you know, are ready, you know, I've been forming with that might be ready to jump into a challenge group, those kinds of things. So, you know, and I can't stress enough how much personal development really changed my whole mindset with this. It was almost a whole year that I went without really doing it. I was doing a lot of just audio of listening to like Chalene Johnson podcast, which I do recommend. I still listen to audio all the time in the car. It's a great way to get it in. But there's just something really, truly good about actually reading it and just how you actually absorb it. So my favorite book has been The Energy Bus, and I know so many of us have read it, and John Gordon's whole series. Another great one to start out with is The Compound Effect. Currently I'm finishing You're a Badass. That's a great one. And also listening to The 10X Rule. It was recommended by Chris Webb on Team Courage, and that has been really, really, really eye-opening and good too. So if you guys can get that one, that's a great one. I definitely want to listen to that one again. So a couple announcements before we get too far along and started. And then I'll let kind of Christy kind of introduce herself and her a little bit of where she how she kind of works this stuff in throughout her day as a busy mom. I wanted to shout out Shannon Jordan. She's at Success Club 3, and Katie Shepard is at Success Club 1 for the month right now. And I did the whole downline, Christy. So I didn't know if you had a chance to look. And then I wanted to announce that Kate McGregor, she is one of my PS coaches. She had her baby last night, a little girl named Gwendolyn. She had her at like 3:39. I think she was like 7 pounds, 4 ounces. And they're both doing great. But she said it was fine to announce to you guys, but she hasn't publicly put it on Facebook. So don't say anything on her Facebook page yet. But she will tonight at some point or sometime. So, but I wanted to share that with all of you guys. So you can congratulate her. And then I saw, and I don't know, for some reason I'm getting all these YouTube announcement or like updates notifications. And I don't know if you guys are getting them or not, but remember at Summit when they talked about how all of the videos and everything, all the trainings will be uploaded to YouTube? Well, they're all on there now. So check it out. It's just on Team Beachbody. So there's some really good ones about a success partner. And I know my success partner actually went through that training and she said it was phenomenal. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm going to listen to that one. There's just a lot of good information on ones that maybe we heard you might want to hear again or new ones. So definitely check that out. It's just Team Beachbody on YouTube. And then Super Saturday tickets are available, so get those. It's going to be fun. We're hoping to do a meetup or something afterwards somewhere, so we'll get you guys information if you're local to Columbus on that. And then Shannon Jordan has been doing awesome. She put together a new 7-day refocus group, so that has been running really good. She's got that up and running. And then the 30-day groups, we will get those opened up this weekend so we can get people added for prep week. So, and I wanted to high five Christy, and I know Stacy and Katie and so many of you guys rocked it out in the last Planks and Pumpkins challenge group, and that was awesome, you guys. So great job there. Christy, did you want to do a couple?
A couple.
You just want to like, just kind of shortly maybe talk about how you fit things into, sorry.
No, it's okay. My kids are still awake. Cammie has off from school tomorrow. We just got back from cheerleading, so I'm kind of just all over the place. No, but yeah, so my name's Christy. For those of you who do not know me, I've been a coach for actually just almost 2 years now. And I started just kind of just doing it here and there, just basically doing it, you know, for the discount. And then Nan got me involved in the first 5-day, and I invited some people, and then from there, like, I enjoyed it, and then from there it just grew and grew. I went to my first Super Saturday with Nan, and that was when I was like, okay, like, I connected with, you know, some people there, and I felt like I could, you know, really make something of this. And then it wasn't, I hit like a cross point. I was like, either I'm in or I'm out. Not this past July, but the July before that, maybe, so that was like 6-7 months in. I was like, okay, am I in or out? And it was when the Summit tickets were released, nobody was on the wait list anymore. And it was like down to like the 0 hour, and I was like, all right, I'm going to purchase my Summit ticket. I'm in. So it was like, that was like my turning point. That was when I was like, all right, I am 100% in this business. I'm going to make goals now. I'm going to, you know, really invite and everything. And I did. From there, when I was at my first Summit, I made a goal to reach Diamond. First was my birthday. That didn't happen. I was like, all right. Christmas, that didn't happen. And then I was like, okay, you know, ASAP. And, you know, I eventually did hit Diamond, and I'm just here. And I have 2 kids that are in school. One of them is in school 3 days a week. So those 3 mornings a week, that is when I am doing my business. It works for me. It's, I drop Claire off, I come home, and I have a house that is silent. I do my workout. I am still trying to work on getting up earlier to do my workout, but it's a work in progress. And from there, I do my power hour. I do my invites, everything. And then by the time I'm ready to go pick Claire up from school, that is done. Then I spend the rest, sorry, my kids are still yelling. I spend the rest of the day, you know, with my kids, and then later on at night, that's when I check into my challenge groups. If I get any messages, I'll send a message back about, you know, if anybody I invited, I'll send them a message back. And then I just shut it down for the night. So that's when I fit my business in. And on Thursdays, when Claire doesn't have school, I have like a rotating play date with my friend, and those days where she goes to her house, I have, a few hours to really get, like the groups done and like all like the housekeeping stuff done. So that's how I fit it in.
Okay, so we really just want to try and keep this really basic. Darlene, I see that you're on the call, so welcome. I know you can't see us, but I can see your little number and I recognize your phone number. So welcome. This is Darlene's actual first team call. So I'm so glad that you joined us. So a couple of papers that I wanted to share with you guys. I don't know if you guys can see these. So this is a Teen Courage New Coach Tracker. This was shared in, and we kind of redid it because it wasn't working. The download wasn't working. But it keeps things super simple as a new coach on what you can do every day. It's a checklist. And it's literally drinking your Shakeology, doing your workout, and connecting with 3 different people every single day. And just doing those 3 things will move your business forward. So connecting can be anything from hey, hey, how are you? Connecting with somebody from high school or old friend. I saw that you had, got married this summer. What's going on? Where'd you get married at? Where'd you go on your honeymoon or anything like that? Or, hey girl, it's been forever. What's going on? Or anything that you can do to kind of strike up a conversation. Maybe you saw that they had, just got some awesome pictures taken somewhere and you want to know where they got those taken. Anything that you can do to start getting them to talk to you. And then the other important piece is always to be sharing, of course, on your social media. But I know that's really hard to kind of put yourself out there. So be doing those 3 things, and that is going to be moving your business forward no matter what every single day. And know, too, that a lot of times on the weekends I do unplug. Sundays, I don't work on Sundays. Sometimes on Saturday mornings, I'll get up just to maybe do like 15 minutes of messages, and that's it. Get back with people that I need to, maybe answer some challengers' questions. And then I really try and unplug during the weekends as much as I can because, I don't want to be all into this. I need to be with my family and to stay balanced. So I really encourage you to do that. But that's why, I might put in a little bit more time certain times or days of the week, but then I'm taking it off, throughout the week at other times as well. So, so I wanted to talk about the power of 3. So there's different trackers that we can use. This is the one that we're going to use that I found to be super helpful. What it is there's the bat that you can use. There's different ones. So I really recommend trying one for consistently for a couple months and seeing how it goes. So really important, first thing we need to do is we all need to have our list. And the first thing then from your list is you would wake up in the morning or whenever you sit down to do your hour. And what I really have found is, for me, I'm just such a person of like distraction. So if I have my list to work from, I can really get in and get out and be the most effective and efficient and focused during my time that I actually sit down to work. So if it's just 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, you would be surprised how many, little invites or messages that you can do. It doesn't take a lot of time. So the first thing that I typically do when I wake up in the morning is, I know this says to add coaches. I typically will connect with new people first. So my things can be like birthday messages, like, hey, happiest of birthdays. Are you doing anything special today to celebrate? This can be people that I've never, ever talked to before. And that's what those connects are for. They're for people that you've never talked to. Another awesome one is, hey, your name came across my Facebook feed. How are you? I hope you have an awesome day. Something kind of simple as that. Or, hey, I was just thinking about you today. I wanted to see how you're doing. You can maybe look at their Facebook page, see what's going on. How are you? Have an amazing day. Something like that to connect with people and add a little bit of value and let them know that you're thinking about them. So let's go ahead and let's do because I want to try and get through as many of these as we can. So we'll go through and do 3 connect messages. And if anybody has any, as we're going through this, if you guys want to put it in the chat section, we can kind of work through any objections, or if you guys are stuck on an invite or something like that, we can help work through those as well. So let's just take 2 minutes and connect and I'll share a couple of messages. And if you guys want to share any of your messages, put them in the chat to kind of help each other out. Sorry, I don't have any exciting music or anything for you guys. So take 2 minutes right now and we'll do a couple invites here, or a couple of connects. It can also be even, messaging people and adding value on their Facebook pages, commenting on a page, not just liking, but really commenting on a picture of maybe their daughter or something that they did, and adding value that way. That's huge, because people think about when you're posting on your Facebook page, you don't necessarily want somebody just to hit like and keep scrolling through. Really think about something that you can do to add meaning to it. Loved, that costume is beautiful. Where did you get that? Or, something that like that, something positive that people don't always necessarily get on their Facebook feed. So I will share with you guys an example. I sent this is what I was sending a bunch of people today. I did a bunch of like follow-ups, but they were like kind of crickets. So this is kind of how what I did. Anybody have any they want to share? That was one that I did. So that's just an example there. So, and Darlene, it just says basically kind of what I said, just thinking of you today. So I thought I would say hello. How are you? Looks like you're staying super busy this fall with all the kids' sports teams. I hope your day is awesome. So something just so simple to connect and, bring a smile to people's faces. Always remember to try and ask a question as well. If you can bring something in that's going on in their life, that's always super helpful. And then another big thing too right now is a lot of people are running the races this weekend. So Christy, that's a good one too. I connected with people in that way too. Good luck on your race this weekend. Are you excited? So simple and short. And then the other one is just adding 3 friends. So once you connect with 3 people, that can be literally like a copy paste pretty much. Or, that took all of just a couple minutes there. So you can easily connect with 3 people, less than, a couple minutes. And then adding 3 friends. So you can do the Facebook friends, what they suggest, and then look at their friend, like your mutual friends that you have in common. That's what I do a lot of now. When I first started, I really went on to like maybe some high school friends pages, some college friends pages of people that I knew I had a lot of friends in common that I wasn't friends with on Facebook. And for me, I wasn't the person who was friends with everybody from high school and stuff on Facebook. I maybe had just a couple hundred friends. Now I have like 2,000 or something like that. I don't even know. But I got those just by adding them as friends. And most of the people that they don't necessarily know them, but like anybody that my husband works with, I'm friending all of them. Dance moms, cheer moms, like people, anybody like that, have your phone with you. Don't be on your phone, try and converse with them, making conversation, but hey, are you on Facebook? And then try and get them, adding friends that way. I used to connect with them as soon as I added them, but now I don't do that anymore. And if you want to, like maybe you're catching up with the old high school friend, that's always a great idea. But I don't do that anymore. I just kind of let them check out my Facebook. And again, that's another reason why it's really important to have your, to start slowly putting yourself out there on social media. Just sharing your journey and just being you is really all it's about. And that's, really, we can talk about social media another day. Yeah, so that's when you're sending those friend requests to people, then they're definitely going to be checking out your page to see if you're some creepy person. So that's definitely why it's really important to always be sharing on social media. And then Christy, do you want to talk about the next one, invite? Start typing in now.
Okay. So, with inviting, I usually, before the day starts, like I already know who I'm going to invite for the day, because if I don't have a list, then I'm just going to kind of just scroll through Facebook and be like, who can I invite? So what I do is I have my list, and it's 3 people, and I try and keep it short and sweet, and it's people who I have connected with in the past. So if I, sent them a message, even if they didn't get back to me, or if I, sent them a happy birthday message, or they had some sort of connection with, I would send a message. And here's an example of the one that I have been using. Let me find it. Hi, Holly. How are you? I hope you don't mind me messaging you about something like this, but I hope you receive it well. And then this came straight from your post. So we have it in the team page. But I'm on a mission to help myself and others not gain the average 12 pounds most people gain the last quarter of the year. I'm putting together a group of ladies doing a 30-day fitness and nutrition group this month, and wanted to see if you would be interested in doing it with me. And then that's it. Another one, I do some out of the blue message, and if I do, it's usually just like, hey, Rebecca, I know this is totally out of the blue, but I'm putting together a health and fitness group. If you have any sort of, goals that you'd like to achieve by the end of the year, would you be interested in hearing more details about it? In most cases, when I say if you're interested about hearing more details, most cases, like, they'll say, yeah, I want to hear more details about it. So that's basically how I do my invites.
Okay, I just posted one. So this one could be like after you post an invite. For me, I try and post some sort of invite, whether it's a coach invite or it's like coaching opportunity or a 5-day free group, or maybe it's, the 7-day or the 30-day. Usually like once a week. I want to definitely be having something that people can join. And again, know that when you're posting those, don't expect to get a lot of, you're going to get a lot of crickets, because people are scared, but that's okay, because they're going to see those and they're going to know that you have something available to them. And maybe they're not ready now, but they might be ready in 6 months or a year from now. So this example is, hey, I don't know if you saw my Facebook post or not, but I'm starting this group this month. I'm looking for people who are ready to get on track and work on nutrition and fitness. I was wondering if you happen to know of anyone who might be interested, who might need health or fitness in their life, or is this something you're interested in? So it's, not very icky. You can reach out to them. Another one that's been really popular is always, as you're sharing your journey, is thanking people for liking your post, following you on your journey, following you on your fitness journey. Hey, thank you so much for liking my post. We must share an interest in health and fitness. Do you mind me asking, are you working on any goals right now? I like that one, because obviously if they're following your fitness or if they're liking your stuff, that means that they're probably on a journey, and so that'll get them to come out and open up to you. So let's go ahead and let's send out a couple of invites right now. Those were a couple of examples. And if anybody has any that they would like to share that they've been using that's been working, you can post those in the chat as well. Heather, Rebecca, do you guys got any?
I can look at some that I've been sending out. Grayson just on my arm, so I'm down to one hand.
So I think the big thing is when I noticed when I started to use the Power of 3 or any of the bats and stuff, it was a great way for me to, because we definitely have to have like a tracker. I still go back at my list, and when you have, in the beginning, when I first started, I probably had maybe 10 to 15 names in my planner pad that I use every Sunday and actually plan. And now what this month I did was I actually printed out that 100 go for no's or whatever. And I don't, I'm working to get through 100. That's my goal, but I don't know if I will. I don't even know where I'm at. I might be at like 70. I don't even know. But every day when I'm inviting then, and because some days I might do more, it depends where you're at, what you're pushing for. So don't worry that you have to be doing 100 no's or 100 invites a month. Just doing 3 is definitely going to be moving your business forward and keeping your funnel full. But for me, I like it because even though I like using Teamsy, it's pen and paper, and I can go back and I can follow up with those people. And then you can see which months, like if you were inconsistent 2 months ago, you're going to see that right now in your business. If you're inconsistent now, you're going to see that in 3 months. And it's about 3 to 4 months that you really see that kind of lag in time when you're not really building and forming with people. So that's why it's really important to be consistent. So we have less than 10 minutes here. So that's why, but the nice thing about the Power of 3, especially for me, as a Ruby, I tend to like go. And like, I'm going to like send out like 10 invites. And sometimes like that, I had to do that in the beginning. And sometimes I still will. I know that I'm done then for the week of inviting, and then I'll spend the rest of my week following up. So you can do that too. If that works better for you, if you want to spend one day where you're just sitting down and you're maybe going to send out all of your invites on one day, and then you're going to spend the next couple of days like following up with people and doing your connections, then you can do that. You kind of just have to find a system, but definitely making your list, writing your 10 to 15 people down that you're going to connect with. So when you sit down, those people tended to be, in the beginning, they were people that were following me on Facebook. They were liking my fitness and they were liking my recipes. They were commenting on stuff, and I was reaching out to them about if they wanted more recipes, that kind of stuff. Sharing, again, asking them if they were on a fitness journey as well, or a nutrition journey as well. That kind of stuff is what I was doing a lot in the beginning. And just to spark up conversations and really start forming and get to know people and asking questions. So, but when you have those list of people, it really does save you time. So you don't wake up and you're not like, oh my God, who am I going to invite? Well, let's see. And then you start scrolling Facebook, and soon it's like 15 minutes have gone by and you could have had like everybody done. So, the next is follow-ups. Do you want to talk about follow-ups, Christy?
Follow-ups. So, follow-ups, I mean, the fortune is in the follow-ups really, because I know for me, when I'm like, oh yeah, I'll buy something, and then I forget about it. If they don't follow up with me, chances are I will not go through with it. I know Nan has followed up with me a lot in the past before I became a coach. And so basically with the follow-ups, I make that short and simple. If I send them, a couple videos and I don't hear back from them, I'll just send them a quick message saying, hey, I just wanted to know what you liked about the videos that I sent you. Or something like, if it's like the second follow-up or even the third, I use, hey, I really don't want to sound like a pest, or I forget what word I use, but I really love just, talking about these programs, and I just, oh gosh, I forget the one that I always use. I'll have to find it and then post it. But really just making it short and sweet, saying, hey, I just wanted to follow up with you and just see if you had any questions or fears that we can talk about, moving into, my challenge group. So just basically just like that. I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, time's ticking. But yeah, just making it, and we want to make sure that we want to follow up the next day and tell them, like, after you send them, like, a couple videos, be like, I will follow up with you. So like they know that you are going to contact them again. Say, I'll follow up with you tomorrow just to see what you think. And then do that. And then when you follow up with them, just say, hey, I promised I was going to follow up with you. So that's what I'm doing. And that's just basically it. So does anybody else have any follow-ups, samples that they use that they want to share?
So a couple for me that these that I've been using, And the one that I think you were talking about was, hey, I know life gets busy, or hey, I know life's been crazy. I never want to push, but I just wanted to check back with you. Like I said, I would, and they always are like, no, you're not pushy. No, or just real simple. Hey, just checking in, just checking in, like I said I would, what questions do you have for me? So that could be after you sent videos, after you sent a coaching opportunity, after you sent, an invite, what questions do they have now? Or I'm excited about the goals we discussed, can't wait to get started. Sometimes I've sent them like, what Shakeology flavor did you end up deciding on after I've sent them something to order? That's a good one too. And then another one that really helped me too in the beginning when I was getting started was, right when I had everybody all in the funnel to order, and like I've sent them the order and everything, before I actually sent them and signed them up, I would say to them, when would you like to order? When are you ready to order? Because for me, I thought it was like now, and sometimes it was their next paycheck in a month, or it might be in a week or something like that. So I'd get all these people kind of like lined up and ready to order. And then the 1 month, I was like my second month as a coach or whatever, I was like, all right, I have 3 people, they're going to order from me. So I stopped inviting because I was like, that's it. These 3 people, they're going to order. And they didn't order. They didn't come through. And that happens a lot. So always keep inviting, even if you've hit your goals. If nothing else, you're forming and keeping that momentum going and keeping that funnel full. Heather, that's a good one. I just wanted to touch base with you. I'm not sure if you can relate, but if I don't do something at the time I'm thinking of it, it won't get done. Hence the reason I'm messaging you now. Let me know when you get a chance to look at the information I sent over. I'd love to know your thoughts. I hope your week is starting off well. I will look forward to hearing back from you. So yeah, definitely always making it all about them. I know, I don't know if you guys have gone on the team, and I know the Google Drive's a mess, and I'm sorry because I really don't know that much about it, but I did go on there, and I was able to pull off a bunch more scripts, and even there's another crockpot challenge, there's another clean eating challenge, and a 3-day detox, and then I also have a personal development free group. So those are different groups. I haven't put the personal development one in there yet. But Anita Myron gave us her password for her team page. And so I pulled all that off, and because I don't know if she's going to change it. So I threw the scripts in there literally and stuff like that. So if they look a little weird, they came from her. So make them personalized to you. I kind of just left the wording like there is. So click on those, click on them a few times. And some of them are the same, but she definitely has a couple different ways that she's reworded things. So take a look at that in the Google documents. It's under the invites. So I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that was all in there as well. And then I'm going to try and get together a bunch of, she's got on her social, there was a social media part of it that shared a lot about how to share coaching and stuff like that on your page. So that would be, so after you do those follow-ups, so it's like 3 follow-ups, and then, sometimes I do a little bit more follow-ups. If I got people ready to be purchasing and we got a challenge group coming up, I might be pushing a little bit harder. So like we're kind of ramping up the challenge group starting. I know for me, I got to like start pushing a little bit harder here. And then you can kind of ease back down into your normal funnel, your normal routine sometimes throughout the month. So sometimes there might be days where you're doubling up and tripling up your invites and follow-up process. So, and then the last one is presenting the business opportunity. So this is 3 times a week, and I think that's great. 3 times a week is really good, and we talked a lot about that. If you missed a call on Saturday morning that we did, definitely that's where you're going to hear a lot of the invites. For me, I kind of sprinkled something on my Facebook page tonight about my 3 reasons. I'm going to probably post something. I ended up doing a few invites this week. People listen to stuff, and I'm going to invite them on the call on our sneak peek that's starting next week. So definitely, I think plug into that group, even if you don't have coaches. That way, when we run our own, because we'll be running one probably the next week or the next month, we'll probably team up with Team Crazy Nuts. So we'll do it all together. We'll all be kind of familiar with how that's running. But definitely 3 business opportunities to people. One that I really liked, that you can share is, given what you've said, I've been thinking about this, and I really think coaching would help with that. I really think you would make a good coach because fill in the blank. Have you ever considered what I do? So that's simple. So we got less than a minute here. I don't want to get cut off. Do you guys have any questions at all? Did this help kind of go through things? I hope kind of slow things down. I know you guys, Heather and Rebecca, I appreciate you guys getting on because I know this was probably pretty routine, but I hope that maybe got you guys some invites out, and definitely know that we are always here. You can find us in the team page. If you have any questions, put your guys's invites. If you're stuck on a follow-up and don't know where to go, always post it because we're always here. I get stuck all the time. I'm constantly, messaging my success partner or somebody, or I'm posting it in the team page, trying to work through things. So definitely know that we are always here, and that's where you'll find us.